Valorant has been a massive hit since it dropped in 2020. It steered away from the classic Royale battle games such as PUBG. However, as the game grew, so did the cheaters, looking for an unfair edge. From wallhacks to aimbots, these cheaters have been a real problem. So, the game developers and the cheaters have been at work. Let's dive into the world of cheating in Valorant, where the game is never fair. Valorant is the game of skill and strategy from Riot Games that has taken over the world. It features precise gunplay with unique abilities. In Valorant, you choose from a variety of agents, each with their abilities. Teamwork, strategy, and skill are key, as teams compete to plant or defuse the spike in fast-paced matches. In the early days of Valorant, the cheating landscape was simple. Many players went for the basic cheats that gave a clear advantage in the game. For example, Aimbots were popular. These would automatically lock onto enemy targets, and it was almost too easy to get headshots. Wallhacks, on the other hand, would give you a peek behind the curtain. You could see your opponents through solid walls, giving you an unfair advantage in clutch situations. As Valorant was all about tactical gameplay and team play, these cheats ruined the competitive spirit of the game. Players who were serious about improving their skills would get frustrated as they would run into cheaters who could ruin matches without even trying. This growing discontent led to many players to report suspicious activity they saw in the game, and soon it started to snowball and get noticed by Riot. Riot recognized the threat these cheats posed and quickly escalated their efforts to identify and combat the issue. They implemented better reporting tools and worked hard to refine their anti-cheat measures. To combat the cheating epidemic in Valorant, Riot Games released Vanguard, an anti-cheat system that goes all the way down to the kernel. This approach allows Vanguard to monitor game files and processes and detect suspicious activity right away. By watching how the game is run, it can find cheaters trying to get an unfair advantage. Essentially, Vanguard is a digital bouncer, making sure only fair players get in. Vanguard is not just to defend against cheats, but also to minimize false bans, which can be frustrating for honest players. Nobody wants to get kicked out of the game for no reason. Riot knows the community is just as important as the game. Vanguard has several tricks up its sleeve to keep Valorant from going dark side. First, it runs at the kernel level. Think of it as having VIP backstage passes to your computer. This lets Vanguard monitor and control processes that try to sneak in and mess with the game. It's like having a security guard who knows all the tricks and traps. This means Vanguard works behind the scenes, digging deep into the computer's processes to catch cheats before they even get a chance to affect the game. Next, they have behavioral detection. Vanguard isn't just looking for the usual cheat signatures like a bloodhound on the hunt. It's also watching how players behave in-game. If someone suddenly starts making godlike plays or is never caught off guard, Vanguard takes notice. It's like a detective with a magnifying glass, always on the lookout for cheaters who think they're being sneaky. And finally, Riot Games keeps Vanguard current with patches to counter new cheats and evasion techniques. But despite all this tech magic, some players still manage to slip through for a bit, and the community and developers are left scratching their heads. As Valorant has grown, so have the cheats. Hackers and cheat developers are always innovating and coming up with new ways to evade detection. Let's take a look at some of the most popular cheats since launch and see just how clever and sneaky they can be. Aimbots have come a long way since their Valorant days, from simple tools that just snap to an enemy's hitbox to full-blown programs that can manipulate the game and its players. Originally, these aimbots were pretty basic, just snapping to targets with mechanical precision and no room for human error. As the cheating landscape evolved, so did the technology behind these tools. One of the most common features today is the trigger bot. This nifty tool fires when an enemy enters your crosshair, so you can't miss it. Imagine having a personal assistant that only lets you shoot when it's a guaranteed hit. Talk about an advantage. Then we have the smooth aimbot, which takes it to the next level. Instead of snapping to a target instantly, this cheat mimics human-like aiming adjustments. It creates a more natural movement that helps evade Vanguard. By making the aiming process look fluid and realistic, cheaters can fly under the radar while still being deadly accurate. Hackers are always refining these techniques, finding new ways to bypass Vanguard's defenses. Whether it's through custom algorithms or clever integration with other cheat tools, the cat-and-mouse game between developers and cheaters never ends. Moving on to wallhacks, wallhacks have come a long way since the beginning. from simple visibility tools to full-on cheats that give you way too much information. At first, these hacks just allowed you to see through walls, giving you an unfair advantage in tactical gameplay. But as the arms race continued, wall hacks got way more complex. Another cheat now is ESP, or Extra Sensory Perception. This thing doesn't just show you where enemies are, it shows you health, weapons, and even which direction they're facing. Imagine having a crystal ball that tells you everything you need to know about your opponents, making decisions feel too easy. Another popular feature is the 3D box, which outlines enemy characters in a 3D box. This makes spotting enemies much easier, especially in messy situations. Players can see threats in a cluttered environment. It's like you have a cheat code to the game itself. As developers patch and improve Vanguard, cheaters are refining their wall hacks, adding these features to stay undetected and ahead of the game. Beyond aimbots and wall hacks, the Valorant cheating scene has gotten wild and crazy. One of the weirdest is the spin bot. This involves spinning in circles uncontrollably while auto-targeting enemies. It's a dizzying sight that can confuse the enemy and make it hard for them to land shots. Imagine a player spinning like a top while still getting kills. It's funny and infuriating to watch. Another advanced method is custom scripts. These scripts can automate in-game actions, giving players a huge advantage. For example, a script can do intricate movement patterns or execute complex strategies without the player having to do anything. This level of automation can turn a good player into an unstoppable force, making it impossible for others to compete fairly. As the cheating community gets more creative, these weird methods show just how far some players will go to get an edge. The cheats are always evolving, keeping the game in a state of constant change for players and developers alike.
What?
Oh no! What did I do? Or is it just saying Val 5 RIP? Wait, so it's not color ant problem? I got Val 5. We had 5 people playing? No!
Nerd!
No! No! No!
Throughout Valorant's history, there have been several high-profile cheating incidents. These highlight the ongoing battle between players and cheaters and the consequences. The case of Forsaken is a notorious one. During a tournament in India, Forsaken was caught using a cheat tool called Word.exe. Word.exe was a cleverly disguised cheating program, but in reality, it provided wall hacks and aimbots to give Forsaken an unfair advantage. He tried to delete it during the match to avoid getting caught. His bold attempt to cover up cheating got him disqualified and a 5-year ban from competitive play. It not only affected Forsaken, but also his whole team. These are a reminder of the battle between developers and cheaters, and how far some will go to get an unfair edge. Despite all the measures Vanguard has in place, many cheaters go undetected for a long time, and the Valorant community is frustrated. One of the main reasons for this is the advanced evasion techniques used by these cheaters. These allow them to bypass the anti-cheat, and Vanguard can't catch them. Cheat developers create new tools so fast that they outpace the anti-cheat updates. And to top it all off, the fear of false positives, also known as banning innocent players, complicates things. Riot doesn't want to ban players unfairly, so they're cautious with bans, which means some cheaters slip through the cracks. This balance between strict enforcement and protecting innocent players sometimes means being lenient and cheaters get to play, while legitimate players get false bans. All this adds up to the ongoing problem of keeping the game fair in Valorant.
Did you take Sky's account? Screw you! Thief! Thief!
He took the account back?
I think so.
Dude, give the account back, Sky. Get out of the account.
Cheats in Valorant have split the community. Many players are fed up with cheating and want more strict enforcement and better anti-cheat. These players are disheartened by the amount of cheaters and the current systems not being effective in keeping the game fair. Others turn to cheating themselves to compete against those who are already cheating or just fed up with the system. This creates a vicious cycle where the amount of cheaters encourages more players to cheat and makes the problem worse. Riot has asked the community to report suspicious behavior. The reporting system allows Vanguard to gather data on potential cheaters and refine its detection algorithms. When players report, it gives Riot specific instances of cheating to analyze, and they use that to improve anti-cheat. However, the effectiveness of player reports varies. Some players feel their reports get ignored, or the response time is too slow to be effective. Many in the community feel more needs to be done to combat cheaters instead of just relying on player reports. This includes more frequent Vanguard updates, quicker response times to reported incidents, and maybe even harsher penalties for those caught cheating. As Valorant grows, so will cheating. Riot will do their best to keep the game fair, but it's a tough challenge. More advanced anti-cheat and community involvement will be key to the never-ending battle against cheaters.
Yes! Let's go!
Looking forward, Riot will likely invest heavily into anti-cheat tech. One area to watch is AI-driven detection systems. These can analyze huge amounts of data to find cheating patterns that traditional methods might miss. They can learn and adapt over time as they get more data. Another will be enhanced player behavior analysis. By studying how players move, shoot, and interact in the game, these systems can find anomalies that suggest cheating. This is already in use to some extent, but will get even more advanced using machine learning to detect even the smallest signs of cheating. Working with cybersecurity companies is also a strategy. These partnerships can bring Riot advanced tools and techniques to fight cheating. For example, Riot can use technologies from other industries like finance or healthcare where security is a top priority. These industries use advanced encryption and anomaly detection systems that can be applied to gaming. To give you an idea of the scope of the problem and the efforts to combat it, check out these numbers. Riot has done multiple ban waves since Valorant launched, each targeting thousands of cheaters. Riot gets hundreds of thousands of player reports every month. These reports are key to finding and fixing cheating. In 2022, player reports led to over 50,000 accounts being banned. Vanguard, the anti-cheat system, gets frequent updates. In 2023 alone, there were over 20 major updates to Vanguard, each with new detection methods and responses to new cheat techniques. This shows Riot will do its best to keep the game fair, but it's a never-ending challenge. And with that, let's conclude today's video. Thanks for watching. Do leave a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.
When we coming back? Okay.
恭喜你，哈，恭喜你发财，呀，哎。